After my reading of The Meaning of Sex, it made me ponder a few things. It made me wonder why they aren't discussed on a daily basis, like prostitution and, well, sex. This inclined me to ask the people I interact with on a daily basis their thoughts on this topic. I let everyone know that their responses would be shared and that they should not alter their responses in fear of being judged. I try to get people of different backgrounds to ensure variety and authenticity in answers. The first question asked, "What is your opinion on prostitution?" is inspired by the discussion of private sexuality and sexual liberation when discussing prostitution. I wanted to see if anyone who spoke on prostitution had answers that discussed sexual liberation. So, what is your opinion on prostitution?
I feel like it's kind of overrated, but like if it's like I feel like to be safer about it, make it like legal but controlled, you know? Like I know there's other countries where like they have it, they made it legal, but like you know the prostitutes have like you know like they're taken care of by the government and stuff like that, and like they get taxed like and at least they get taxed, you know?
I think it's how some people make money, and I think that it should be regulated by the government so women are protected when they're doing what they need to do to make money, and we need to make sure that women are safe when they're out on the streets.
Prostitution is okay if it is validated by the girl and her consent. If you are forced, hurt, or any of the regards, it should be accused of sexual harassment, rape, abuse, and anything other than that. That makes sense?
I believe that all work is valid work, so I believe that sex work is work, and if a woman is under the position where she can make her own decision to do sex work, then she should be able to do it. However, if she's being trafficked or prostituted or has a pimp, I think that should be looked into. It should be illegal.
To begin with, it is known that prostitution has been used all throughout history, and is illegal, and it is legal in certain countries. However, I believe it is bad for society, as many more women would get forced to have sex at a young age. This would also increase the percentage of women getting kidnapped for them to be forcibly to be prostituted against their will.
The second question, what is your opinion on men and women who use OnlyFans or other similar platforms as a source of income, and should it be normalized, is inspired by the ever-growing industry surrounding selling intimate photos on internet platforms. This ties in with sexual liberation and the possibility of the term discussed in the reading of Commercial Sex. Should this be normalized, and is it considered pro-positive sex feminism for women?
I think it's fine. Good for them.
Use OnlyFans as a career. It's their choice and their decision to use it as their career, and I know a lot of people make their ends meet with OnlyFans, and so I really do believe that if it's how they choose to make money, they should be able to regulate their own body.
You got it.
Yeah,
if it's what you want to do, like I'm saying, as long as you're not getting trafficked and forced to do these things, it's your own profit, it's your own income, you choose how to get it.
Yeah, get your bag, girl.
So we're OnlyFans. I believe there are positive and negative perspectives on OnlyFans. It allows individuals to make their living off this platform, and it would also increase revenue and to be produced and improve the economy.
I mean, if that's how you're gonna make your income, like I support it. I mean, sex work is kind of like the oldest form of work in the book, and I mean, if you're doing it safely, then you do you.
Again, I think that off the bat, people like that, they get an unfair rap because they get slandered for their way of living, as our morals, the morals that we've been set to go by, just categorize their work as just unjust, and I think it should be normalized.
I feel like it's good. It's a good platform, but when celebrities use it the wrong way, that's when it can get bad connotation. But I feel like it's a good way for women to make money, and men too. Like, click back.
I agree. It's the same thing, like do whatever you want to do, it's your body. Like, if you want to do that, you go ahead and do that.
The final question, do you believe there's a negative connotation when comparing men and women on the topic of sex, is just an overall debrief of this piece. Women are the focus of this piece, and the meaning of sex is discussed frequently. There is a meaning to sex, and it means different things for many. However, due to societal standards, some may believe women have no choice on what the meaning of sex is.
For women, negative, and for men, positive, because men get praised and women get slut-shamed.
I think the conversation of sex definitely varies between gender. A lot of the times, the more sex you have as a woman, the more like disgusting you are. But if you have the same amount of sex as a man, it's like either looked good, it's either a good thing, or it's like doesn't matter, it's whatever. But if you have more sex as a woman, I think definitely people treat you differently.
I mean, I think with men too, it's the same way. Like, if a guy has a high body count, then they're like,
I think it depends on the women's point of view. Like, if a girl sees either a girl or a guy have a big body count, they'll be like, no. But if a guy sees that a girl has a big body count, they'll be like, no. But if they see their guy friend has a big body count, they don't care.
Yeah.
There is a type of stigma between men and women, and there's also gender bias and their discrimination upon sex, gender, race, and the LGBTQ community. And yeah.
In society, men are deemed as it's more socially acceptable for them to have sex. As in, for women, they get more. It's more negative for them. But if it's talking about something like body count, for men, it's like more acceptable if a guy has a high body count. But for a woman, if she has a high body count, she's known as a slut or a whore. So I hate how society looks at it like that. So yeah, we definitely need to change that.
So there's definitely more negative conditions towards like women talking about sex than men, where it should be more equal, and especially with the LGBTQ community, and like we don't really talk about it that much, especially not in like the school system where like they do a pretty bad job explaining all of it.
I think women unproportionately get shamed when it comes to sex, like talking about sex in general in today's society still. And although it's gotten better, when discussing sex involving LGBTQ parties, it's still frowned upon in most settings, and especially when talking about in front of kids, unfairly.
So, were the answers for men and women drastically different? What does society say about women and sex, and what the meaning of sex is?